Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and today we'll be talking about the Aswang. Aswang is an umbrella term that refers to different kinds of evil spirits, vampires, ghouls, witches, or werebeasts, that can shapeshift into different forms. It is an ancient term that has been used to refer to these sorts of creatures, before they were given more specific classifications. The word Aswang is believed to have originated from the ancient Sanskrit word askanda, which means demon. However, this is debated by some scholars. The Aswang is a legendary creature in the Philippines, most notably in the Visayas region, especially in Capiz. These creatures are known to prey on humans, sucking their blood and devouring their flesh. The Aswang is a popular subject in Filipino horror films, which often depict them as terrifying and evil creatures. They're usually shown as being able to shapeshift at will, allowing them to evade their victims and strike when they least expect it. This makes them all the more terrifying, because you never know when or where they might attack next. In recent years, there have been many reports of alleged Aswang sightings in the Philippines. Some people believe that these creatures are real and that they live among us, while others think that they're nothing more than figments of our imagination. Whether or not Aswangs are real is still up for debate. But what is certain is that they make for some truly terrifying stories. Let's now take a look at the possible origins of the Aswang. There are a few different theories out there about where the Aswang came from. One popular theory is that the Aswang is a leftover belief from the Philippines' animist past. In this view, the Aswang is seen as a malevolent spirit that can possess a person and use them as a vessel for its evil deeds. Another theory is that the Aswang is actually a vampire. This belief is supported by the fact that Aswangs are often said to drink the blood of their victims, and that they can turn into bats or other animals that are associated with vampires. Finally, some people believe that the Aswang is simply a product of the Filipino imagination. After all, the Philippines has a long history of storytelling and folklore, and it's not surprising that over the years, stories of terrifying creatures like the Aswang have developed. However, whatever the Aswang's origins may be, there's no denying that it's one of the most feared creatures in Philippine mythology. Now let's talk about the appearance of the Aswang. The Aswang is often described as being a large, hairy, foul-smelling beast that looks like a mix between a human and an animal. They're said to have sharp claws and teeth, and to move with incredible speed and agility. Some people also believe that Aswangs can shapeshift into different forms, such as bats, dogs, or pigs. And some say that they even have the ability to possess human bodies. As I mentioned earlier, Aswangs are typically portrayed as being able to change shape at will, which makes them incredibly elusive and hard to defeat. This ability allows them to evade their victims and strike when they least expect it. In some stories, the Aswang takes on a human form in order to lure its victims into a false sense of security. Once its prey is within reach, the Aswang reveals its true form and devours its victim. Aswangs are also said to be incredibly strong and powerful creatures. They're able to overpower their victims with ease and to drain them of their life force. Some people even believe that the Aswang is immortal, capable of living forever by stealing the souls of the innocent. Overall, the Aswang is a truly terrifying creature, both in its animalistic and human forms. Its strength, power, and shape-shifting abilities make it a formidable opponent, and its bloodlust and cruelty make it a truly evil and frightening foe. Let's now discuss how the Aswang behaves. As I mentioned before, Aswangs are typically portrayed as being incredibly vicious and predatory creatures. They attack their victims with little to no provocation and take great pleasure in causing pain and suffering. Their ferocity is what makes them so dangerous, and it's often only through sheer luck that any of their victims manage to escape their clutches. Despite their ferocity, however, Aswangs are also cunning and intelligent creatures. They're able to outsmart their pursuers and often seem to know exactly when and where to strike. This intelligence makes them even more terrifying, as it shows that they not just mindless beasts, but rather calculating and strategic hunters. In addition to their ferocity and intelligence, Aswangs are also incredibly fast and agile creatures. They're able to move with supernatural speed and grace, which allows them to evade their victims and strike when they least expect it. This agility also makes them incredibly difficult to kill, as even if someone manages to get close enough to attack an Aswang, its speed and reflexes allow it to dodge most attacks with ease. Despite their frightening behavior, however, some people believe that Aswangs can also be incredibly seductive creatures. In some stories, they're said to be able to charm and manipulate their victims into doing their bidding. This is perhaps most evident in the way that some Aswangs are able to lure unsuspecting humans into their clutches by taking on a human form. In these cases, the Aswang uses its powers of seduction to trick its victims into thinking that they're dealing with a friendly and helpful person, when in reality they're really dealing with a dangerous and deadly predator. Finally, in addition to being fierce, cunning, intelligent, fast, and agile, Aswangs are also incredibly persistent creatures. They don't give up easily and will continue to pursue their prey until they're either caught or exhausted. This persistence makes them even more terrifying, as it means that once an Aswang sets its sights on someone, there's really no escaping its clutches. Overall, the Aswang is an incredibly complex and multifaceted creature. It's not just a mindless beast, but rather a calculating, intelligent, fast, agile, and persistent predator. Now let's discuss how the Aswang is typically killed. If you're looking to slay an Aswang, you'd better bring your A-game. That's because these shapeshifters are tough and resourceful, able to withstand attacks that would normally send a lesser creature packing. In fact, killing an Aswang can be a tricky business. They're often said to be immortal, meaning that traditional methods of dispatching monsters just won't cut it. For example, decapitation, staking, or even burning an Aswang may not be effective in killing them, since the creature can simply regenerate its body from its supernatural essence. So, if you want to take down an Aswang, you'll need to get creative. Some say that the key to killing an Aswang lies in exploiting their shape-shifting ability. By trapping them in their animal form, you can prevent them from regenerating and ultimately destroy their physical body. Of course, this isn't easy, since Aswangs are incredibly fast and agile creatures who can shift at will. But if you're quick-witted and resourceful, you may just be able to outsmart them. Ultimately, the best way to kill an Aswang is with silver bullets. For those who love a good werewolf movie, you'll be happy to know that Aswangs are also susceptible to damage from silver. Silver weapons can be particularly effective at damaging an Aswang's soul and preventing them from ever coming back to harm you. With a combination of silver bullets and traps to keep them from shape-shifting away, you'll have a much better chance at killing an Aswang and putting an end to their reign of terror. Just be careful, because Aswangs are known for their strength and ferocity. Taking them down isn't a job for the faint of heart. But if you're up for the challenge, you may just have what it takes to slay an Aswang and save yourself from their evil clutches. And that's all for today's video. What do you think of the Aswang? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and see you soon.